Africa holds the keys to the world's food future, yet it starves itself. 60% of the planet's untapped farmland lies dormant here, while billions of dollars worth of food floods its ports from foreign shores. How did a continent so rich in fertile soil become a net importer of its own sustenance? This isn't just an African tragedy, it's a global paradox with roots deeper than you think. For centuries, the world has told a story about Africa. A narrative of dependence, of need, of constant struggle. Images of drought, famine, and outstretched hands have been relentlessly broadcast, shaping global perception. But beyond the carefully curated narratives, lies a hidden truth, a paradox that challenges everything we think we know. Here, on the world's second-largest continent, lies a sleeping giant. A landmass teeming with untapped potential, blessed with resources beyond measure. We speak of potential, but the figures narrate it better. This continent, Africa, holds nearly 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. 60%. Land ripe for planting, capable of feeding not just Africa, but a significant portion of the world. Think about that for a moment. The numbers are staggering. And one would assume that such an abundance of fertile land would translate into a continent self-sufficient, even a net exporter of food. Right. Well, here's where the narrative takes a jarring turn. The brutal truth is this: despite possessing this extraordinary agricultural wealth, Africa is a net importer of food. In 2022 alone, the continent imported an estimated $85 billion worth of agricultural products. Billions. From rice to wheat, from meat to vegetables, we are buying what we could, and frankly, should be growing ourselves. This isn't just an economic issue, it's a matter of sovereignty, of dignity. Why are we, custodians of such immense agricultural promise, reliant on others to feed ourselves? How did we get here? How did Africa go from a basket of such massive potential to a beggar at the world's table? Wait, what? The Democratic Republic of Congo holds a paradox that defines our modern world. Beneath its soil lies over 70% of the world's cobalt, a mineral essential for every lithium-ion battery, every electric vehicle, and every smartphone. In 2022 alone, Congo produced 130,000 metric tons of cobalt, powering the global transition to green energy. Yet, here's the twist: while Congolese cobalt fuels the world's technological revolution, over 80% of Congo's own population lives without electricity. Not a single power plant operates to harness the very resource extracted from its land. This isn't just a story of inequality, it's a glaring contradiction in the global economic order. Congo's cobalt mines are dominated by foreign companies, many of which export raw materials abroad for processing and profit. In 2021, Chinese firms controlled nearly 70% of Congo's cobalt production, while the nation itself remains one of the poorest on earth. The wealth beneath its feet literally powers the future of clean energy for the world, yet Congolese villages still rely on kerosene lamps and firewood. The stakes are even higher when you consider the global shift to electric vehicles. By 2030, the International Energy Agency predicts global cobalt demand will triple, driven by the EV boom. But here's the kicker: Congo's cobalt is mined under hazardous conditions, often by children, with minimal oversight and accountability. The mineral that promises to save the planet from fossil fuels is extracted at a human cost that the world overlooks. And then there's the final irony. While Congo's cobalt powers electric vehicles across Europe, North America, and Asia, the roads in Kinshasa remain choked with gas-guzzling cars. The nation with the key to the world's green energy future cannot even access its own potential. Wait, what? The country powering every electric car on Earth has no electric cars of its own. Think about that. The global economy spins on an axis that leaves Africa holding the weight, yet never reaping the rewards. And that's why this matters now, because it's not just Congo's story. It's the world's. As the sun sets on this exploration of Africa's untapped potential, one truth remains clear: Africa holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, yet it imports food. This isn't just a statistic, it's a call to action. For Africans alive today, This represents both a challenge and an opportunity. Imagine a future where Africa feeds itself and the world, where innovation meets tradition, and where self-sustainability becomes the norm. It's time to rewrite the narrative. At Pono Afrique, we believe in empowering storytellers to share this vision. That's why we created the Creator Kit, a $47 toolkit designed to help you tell the African story with clarity and impact. Available now at ponoafrique.com/shop.html. Together, let's shift the economic angles, reclaim our potential, and build a future where Africa thrives. Tag someone who needs to hear the African story. Globe showing Europe Africa.